Deep from the gallows of the ship, she cried, she cried, she cried. Deep, deep from the gallows of the human soul, she wept until her well dry of all the Lord. Cries. Still, no one could hear her as she laid in terrible pain. Everyone else had also been detained and were too busy wallowing in their own pain. They were all crying. Tears tripped their voices, and rage silenced them cold. And one could nearly hear the shackles that had been placed on their minds. You could hear those shackles. You could hear them go clink, clink. Some hopes lied in shambles as their memory of Africa began to fade. And those that dared to remember Africa, that dared to remember their dreams, that dared to remember life, those were introduced to a wooden plank. And those warders beneath, in anger, beat upon the side of that ship with their splashy fist, pleading, "Dear ship, stop now. Dear ship, turn around. Dear Mr. Slave Master, let them people go." But to no avail. And the sun rose with a noticeable veil of darkness upon her face. She shined less light. She had less radiance. And she was almost gray on that day as she watched that ship sail away. She dropped her head in total disgrace, bearing witness to such a terrible thing as hatred and race. Don't they recognize each other, she asked. They've been living on the same planet almost like brothers. She turned her face away and cried drops of heavy rain, with her heart reeking pure shame as she listened to the cries of boys and girls and men and women and children and helpless mothers. They would never see their home again. And it would take a crew of God's most dedicated angels to help these hearts mend. She cried, "Lord, they took my baby. Lord, they stole my baby from my hands. That was my baby. They took my baby right from my hands. That was my baby. Lord, my child. Lord, first they stole me from my land. And Lord, they even stole my integrity. Lord, they stole my dreams and my hopes. Lord, They even stole my life, but why my baby? Lord, that was my baby they took from me. Lord, they took that was my Frederick Douglass. Lord, they just stole my baby. That was my Sojourner Truth. They just took my baby from me. That was my Harriet Tubman. Lord, they stole my Marcus Garvey. That was my Thurgood Marshall they just took from me. Lord, they just stole my Louis Armstrong. That was my W.E.B. Du Bois. Lord, they took my Langston Hughes. They stole my Malcolm X, Lord, my Booker T. Washington from my hands. They stole my baby, Lord. That was my James Weldon Johnson they took from me. That was my Thomas A. Dorsey, my Mahalia Jackson. Lord, they stole my baby, my Rosa Parks, my Martin Luther King Jr. Lord, that was my baby. Lord, they stole my Muhammad Ali. That was my Magic Johnson. Lord, they took my Toni Morrison. That was my Spike Lee. Lord, they took my Holly Berry. That was my Denzel Washington. Lord, they took my Holyfield. They took my Tupac. Lord, that was my Town, my Andrew Young. That was my Shirley Franklin. That was my seed. With her black back bloody and torn, and her heart's worn, she reached out her arms, only to embrace the fleeing, impetuous winds. My life was just snatched from my hands, and my body is too weak to stand. I no longer have a child or a lady, and I don't know these people. I never did anything to these people. I only wanted to be a mother. How come How come me here? Lord, how come me here? I wish I never was born. I wish I never was born. Lord, he treat me so mean. Lord, he treat me so mean. Lord, they just treat me so mean. I wish I never was born. I wish I never was born. Lord, it took my children from me, Lord. Lord, it took my children from me, Lord. Lord, they saw my children from me, Lord. Sometimes I wish I never was born. I just wish I never was born. Lord, how come me here? Lord, if you hear me, how come I'm here? Lord, just tell me why am I here? I just wish I never was born. presenting the President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln. Come, children, gather around. I bring you good news. Come, gather around. That's right. Come, children, come. Come hear my Emancipation Proclamation. Hold your horses. Don't get excited. I bring you good news. Now therefore, I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the power in me, vested as Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States in time of actual armed rebellion against the authority and government of the United States, and as a fit and necessary war measure for suppressing said rebellion, due on this first day of January, in the year of our Lord, 1863, and in accordance with my purpose so to do, publicly proclaim for the full period of 100 days from the day first above mentioned, order and designate as the states and parts of states wherein the people thereof respectively are this day in rebellion against the United States. And by virtue of the power and for the purpose aforesaid, I do order and declare that all persons held as slaves within said designated states and parts of states are and henceforward shall be free. You are free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home and be free, and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. I go home and go home and be free. No more trouble. No more trouble. No more trouble. No more trouble over me. And before I'll be and go home and be free. No more pain. No more pain. No more pain. No more pain over me. And I'd go home and everybody come on and join with us. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
my